and welcome to episode 3. So I've decided that the first thing I'm going to do in this episode is kind of prepare for when I can do combat training. And what I mean by that is I'd like to get 43 prayer so that I can have all of the protection prayers, the overheads. And something that people do to do this pretty quickly is they go kill dragons up in the wilderness to get dragon bones and then take them to the Chaos Temple. But I don't want to get any hit points experience, so the way I'm doing it is if you go up here next to this building, there's the boneyard right here, and the boneyard has a ton of big bones and regular bones that are just strewn about on the ground. It is protected by a bunch of aggressive skeletons that are like level 25 or something, so it's not like completely free, and also it's in pretty deep wilderness, so there could be people who kill you. But method I'm going to do is just wear nothing, take nothing, run up there, grab a bunch of bones, take them over to the Chaos Temple, which is just to the west of it. I bet you guys probably know, but that Chaos Temple is right here. So you just run along this way, over this thing, boom, there's the boneyard. So I've already done 2 trips. I just got killed by a player killer at the end of my second trip when I had nothing on me. So I think that this is pretty super low risk and decent prayer XP. Obviously it's not amazing, but I think that I've already gone up 5 levels, so I think that I can get to level 43 relatively quickly without really any effort. So that's what I'm going to go do. So I ended up making a strategic change of plans. I did like 3 or 4 runs and realized that I was doing it at like the worst time possible. It's Sunday today. I was doing it in the middle of the day, so I imagine there are many people online in the wilderness running around killing people, and that is not conducive to experience gains. So I decided that instead of going to the boneyard and immediately going to the Chaos Altar and back to the boneyard and etc., I would instead go to the boneyard and then bring them to Ferox Enclave and just bank up to 43 prayer. So using a calculator I found online, there's a 50% chance for each bone that you use on the Chaos Altar to be saved so that you get another bone. And it's a 350% experience gain. So with those 2 things combined, I should now have enough big bones to use on the Chaos Altar to put me up to 43 prayer. So that'll be the next thing I do. At some point, I'm probably not going to go do it right now because, like I said, it's kind of peak hours. The next clip will probably be a quick little time lapse showing one of the runs where I just walk to the boneyard, run around, grab all the big bones, bring them back. And then after that, I'll find some time to go put all the bones on the Chaos Altar, and that'll be included in here. After all of that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do at that point. I'll have to figure it out, and I'll let you guys know when I know. Alrighty, and here we are, I want to say like 3 hours, 4 hours later, something like that. Turns out I didn't get enough bones from that last clip after I finished doing my bone run. I had like 450 or something, and I was 1 inventory short. I did get killed though once when I had like 26 bones on me, so I guess that probably makes up the difference. But as you can see, I'm now prayer level 43. Which means that we've got Protect from Melee, Protect from Range, and Protect from Magic. So that's super sweet. That is going to make it so once I start doing combat training, one fast way I want to do combat training is with Scurious, for example. And Scurious, you kind of need overhead prayers to be able to do that. So, I mean, probably not technically, but the way I've ever done it, you definitely do. So having these protection prayers is going to be super nice. Definitely once we get to that point. And until then, I think that I've got a couple options for what I want to do. definitely still working on my Phoenix grind, definitely still doing my Wintertodt kills. We're building up another crate tab, so I'll have a 200 crate opening at some point in this episode. And then my other options for things to do are I could either go do Motherlode Mine, because I would like to get the full Prospector outfit. Pretty sure I don't have that yet. And also I'd like to unlock a lot of the Motherlode Mine things. I just finished that grind on my main, and it's pretty nice having the upper level and the hopper up there, for example. And then also I could go do, what's it called? Temporos. I'd like to learn solo Temporos because I've heard that it's actually super easy and pretty AFK and also a lot of experience per hour. So that's a sweet one that I would like to go do. And also I learned the 25 plant tithe farm method from Verf. So Verf is working on his one chunk extreme Ironman, and he's been doing a lot of tithe farm recently. Spoiler alert, sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that because maybe you guys aren't that far ahead in the series, but I watched him do some tithe farm, and I found out how you do the 25 plant method, and it looks pretty easy, and like it's going to be a decent amount of XP. So I did just recently unlock auto weed over there, but I will need to unlock the rest of the farmer's outfit. I don't have any of that, for example. So maybe that's a different thing that I could go do. So, or Guardians of the Rift even. Now that I have 56 agility, I can do the Guardians of the Rift shortcut, go down to that faster mining spot. But I kind of want to hold off on Guardians of the Rift until I've got Troll Stronghold finished, so I can make, I think it's Law Runes that it unlocks? I don't remember. And probably even wait a bit longer until I've got more questing done before I really start grinding Guardians of the Rift. So probably gonna go do some Motherlode Mine. Here we are in the Motherlode Mine. So turns out I have done a little bit of star mining in the past, and I've bought a Celestial Ring, which is nice, and I also have Prospector boots. So I have done a little bit of Motherlode Mine, but if we look in the bank, I have no golden nuggets. So let's see how many I need to unlock the rest of the Prospector outfit. Let's open this thing. We need 50 plus 60, so 110 plus 40. So we need 150 more golden nuggets to finish off the outfit. And then I believe it's something like 75. Is there anything else I can unlock here? And he'll tell me. If you have 57 mining, he'll let you upstairs for 100 nuggets. So that put us at 250. If you want the bigger sack, you need another 200 nuggets. Probably not going to go for that one. That would be 450 nuggets total. And to get the special hopper in the upstairs mine is another 50. So that puts us at 300 total. Or 500 if we want the bigger sack as well. But we're likely just going to go for the 300 to get the upstairs and the hopper. And then also the rest of the Prospector outfit. And then we'll decide from there if I want to go for the bigger sack. Maybe I'll come back here eventually and finish off 99 mining, for example, here. In which case the bigger sack would be nice. But maybe I end up just AFKing that through stars. That's more likely, I would say, in my opinion. But I guess we'll see. So that's the plan right now. I've got 0 nuggets. I'm going to start saving them up. Probably going to unlock the upstairs first and the hopper and then work on the rest of the outfit. I'm actually going to need to think about that and see which way is better. Maybe the wiki has some advice on that, because the extra experience from the outfit might outweigh the increased efficiency of the upstairs mine. Like, I mine over here downstairs, and this is a lot of running. There's way less running upstairs, so not sure which is more efficient or better, but we'll see. Oh, by the way, I'm using a rune pickaxe that I bought from the Dwarven pickaxe guy down there. So that's the plan. Gonna go for 300 golden nuggets. I will let you guys know when I've got more nuggets, or I'm unlocking something, or I have a better idea of the strategy. Alright, so I've been at this for a couple of hours now, and I wanted to point out some things that I've changed. First off, I put on the rest of my Graceful, because, like I said before, this is a decent run, and having at least some Graceful on is nice. Obviously I can't wear the full set because I got these Prospector boots, but having some is better than none. And then also another thing I changed is, as I've been mining here in the Motherlode mine, you do occasionally get uncut gems. So like, I think I've gotten an emerald, a sapphire, and a ruby. I'm not sure if those are the only gems you can get, but I have gotten one of each of those. And before I was just dropping them. Typically, my inventory setup, when I do Motherlode mine, I have a hammer and then fill up the rest with the pay dirt. That's because the sack, without any upgrades, can hold 4 times 27 pay dirt. So if you have one inventory slot taken up, then you do 4 trips, it exactly fills the sack. Versus if you don't have an inventory slot taken up, then you do like 3 trips and then you're left with like 25, so you get to hold 3 in your inventory after you dump your last inventory. Anyway, so typically I would have a hammer here, but I decided to swap it to a chisel. That's because when I get these uncut gems, instead of dropping them, that's free crafting experience. So I'm going to be chiseling them, and then also, I haven't decided if I'm going to deposit them in the bank once I've cut them, or if I'm just going to drop them. Probably just drop them, but getting the crafting experience out of them first is a nice benefit over just having to drop the uncut gem. And also, the reason you carry a hammer is so that you can hammer these broken wheels once you've deposited your pay dirt. But there's a crate right here that you can search, and when you search that crate, you get a hammer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 4 inventories of 27 into the hopper, and then if both wheels are jammed and I need to go fix them, super easy, just grab that crate after I've deposited my last inventory. I'll have 27 slots available, so I just hit that crate, grab a hammer, hammer both of these wheels, drop the hammer, do the rest of my depositing of my ore or whatever, then come back and rinse and repeat. So I have decided that I am going to do the upstairs mine, unlock the upstairs mine first, as well as the hopper before I do the rest of the inventory, or not the inventory, the outfit. And that's how we're gonna do it. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. And here we are, 300,000 XP later, and we have 103 golden nuggets, which means that we can talk to this guy, say, is there anything else I can unlock here? He'll think about it. He'll tell me that 100 gives me access to the restricted mine, which is what we would like. And boom, there we go. We've got the upstairs mine unlocked. So that's going to mean that we have a much shorter run going from these mining spots down to this hopper rather than way over where I was to the hopper. And then also, after I get 50 more nuggets, I can use this hopper up here instead of having to run down to that one, which will save me, I could just mine these 2 veins and that one, and I'm literally 2 tiles away from the hopper. So that's going to save me a ton of time. A couple things I wanted to mention as well in this clip. There have been some interesting developments. So first off, I'm not positive yet what I want to do when I grind for 99 mining. Obviously, there are some pretty AFK methods, shooting stars, for example. Also, amethyst, mining amethyst, but I think you have to be a pretty high mining level to mine amethyst. It looks like you have to be, 92. So we'd probably do stars until 92, and then maybe amethyst for the rest of the way. But another thing that you get from shooting stars is stardust, and stardust is impactful because you can use it to buy what are called bags full of gems. So the item is called bag full of gems, but it's a little weird when you try to talk about multiple of them. I guess you would say bags full of gems. But anyway, the reason I bring that up is they give you 40 uncut gems every time you open one, and that's a decent amount of crafting experience, especially once you've AFK'd to 99 mining, for example, doing shooting stars. You're gonna have a ton of stardust that you can turn into these bags full of gems, and then you can have a ton of crafting experience there. And the reason I wanted to bring up the bags full of gems is because something very interesting happened over the last couple of hours while I've been AFKing Motherlode mine that I wanted to share with you guys that I think is super, super cool. So I was doing Motherlode mine, and I was looking at, just going through the wiki, looking at a bunch of different pages, thinking about, what I'm going to do next, what kind of rewards I can get from things, stuff like that. And I came across the bags full of gems, and I scrolled down on the wiki page, and actually, let me cut this clip here, and I'll go to another one where I show you the wiki page and talk a little bit more about this sweet thing that I did. Okay, here we are on the wiki. This is the page that I was talking about, bag full of gems. So it tells you that you can buy them from Prospector Percy and Motherlode Mine, which is where I am. Turns out you can actually buy them from 2 other places, from Bologna in the Mining Guild for unidentified minerals, or from the Dusuri's Star Shop, which is the one that I was talking about. Maybe if you are doing 99 through stars, you get enough Stardust. Tons of people are doing this. Tons of people will get a bunch of Stardust and then just go spend all of it at this Star Shop to get all these uncut gems. Now, I wanted to share with you guys a little story. So I was on this page and I scrolled down and I saw this percentages section. You can see in here that it says these probabilities are based on a sample of 21,237 bags full of gems, all of which were purchased from Dusuri's Star Shop. So I thought this was very interesting. If you've been on the wiki, you'll see that most of the time these tables, the rarity section, the drop rate tables, come from what's called the drop rate project, I'm pretty sure it's called, which is basically just the wiki team has built a couple of crowdsourcing plugins and also has taken really big data sets from people and tried to figure out what the actual drop rates of things are. It's a huge quality of life thing that has taken a ton of work, but it's why every single wiki page that you go and look on, you can see these rarities that are extremely clear. But this one's a little different. The way that they made this table, I thought it was super strange that they had this 2,100 or 21,237 number here. Like, why is it that number and not some other number, for example? I'm a bit of a computer science guy. I did 2 years towards a bachelor's degree in computer science. So I'm not like a professional or anything. I don't have a degree, but I do have a decent amount of programming experience and things like that. So I thought that this number was particularly weird because it's not as big as I would have expected if this was a crowdsourced table. If everyone who plays on the RuneLite client, for example, was tracking every single bag of gems that they opened, surely more than 21,000 bags have been opened by all of those people, right? Obviously. One person who grinds to 99 using stars will open, how many? Maybe a couple hundred. So if you have that times, 50,000, however many people are doing stars or whatever, I just imagined that this number would be a lot bigger. So I thought it was particularly weird that it's exactly this number. And then it got me thinking, why isn't this crowdsourced? So I went to the OSRS Discord. As you can see up here, they've got a Discord server, the OSRS Wiki Discord, which I've been in before because when Leagues 4 was coming out, I did a little bit of work on the wiki to show what region certain things were in. So I'd been in there before, so I go over to that Discord server and I put a little message saying, hey, I found this table on this page that has this weird number on it. Why is this number not some other number, for example? And how could we crowdsource this? Is this something that we could crowdsource? And I got a response. So turns out that it's a bit of a complicated story, but I'll try to make it as clear as possible. Turns out that there have been a couple notable openings of these things. So this number comes from like 10 or 12 different openings that people have done. One good example is the Star Miner free-to-play Ironman. I'm totally butchering that person's name. I don't remember what it is exactly, but I'll leave a link to her series in the description below. It's like stars to 99. I don't remember what it is. But there was this lady who played a free-to-play account doing free-to-play star mining only, and she opened 5,000 of these by herself, right? So she is 5,000 of this 21,000 number. Anyway, somebody put together a Google sheet that has like 10 or 12 of these openings with screenshots or videos that adds up to this number, and they gave this data to the wiki team. So this table is from only those people. And then another thing that's interesting is, like I said before, you can buy these from 3 different shops, right? And also, this line is very important. So the bags are exclusive to the stores they are bought from, and therefore cannot be sold to another store in exchange for a different currency. makes total sense. Obviously, they don't want people doing stars AFK forever, get a ton of stardust, go turn it into these bags, and then sell them back to Bologna, for example, to get unidentified minerals, right? They don't want you to be able to change those currencies. They want you to just do the content that gives you the currency, and that's how you get it, right? So this is very important because in old school RuneScape, the way that items are handled, every item has a unique item ID. You can see over here, there's a special setting that you have to turn on the wiki to see this right here. But every item has a unique item ID, and actually this is wrong because this is only showing one of them, because it turns out that the 3 different bags that you can buy from the 3 different shops, although they all are called bag full of gems, they are 3 unique items. So the bag full of gems that you buy from Percy is not the same bag full of gems that you buy from Bologna. And the reason behind that is they want to be able to detect if you're trying to sell a bag to one of the shops that it didn't come from. They have to have unique IDs so that they can say, oh, this person's trying to sell this bag. What's its item ID? Oh yeah, it's the item ID we are looking for. It must have come from the shop. They can sell it. Or they would say, oh no, this is a different item ID. They can't sell that here, right? So that's probably most likely why they have unique IDs, but it begs the question, do they all have the same drop rates, right? So in this table note, you can see all of these were purchased from Desuri's Star Shop. So really, this is just one of potentially 3 tables that you could have, right? I think that the vast majority of people who are buying these bags, probably a huge percentage of the bags that come into the game or that are bought in the game, come from Desuri, but you can get them from Bologna and Percy, and there might be reasons why people would do that, right? So, like for example, if you AFK Amethyst for a really, really long time, you'll end up with a lot of unidentified minerals, which means maybe you're going to spend all of those on these bags full of gems. And so yeah, basically what I'm saying is there should be 3 tables here, but as is made evident by this note, getting the data for this stuff is not super easy, right? For some reason, it isn't in any crowdsourcing plugin yet. It's not in Loot Tracker or anything like that. So this is why, sorry to wrap back around to this. This is why I went to the Discord server and asked, you know, is there a way to crowdsource this? And the response that I got was, yeah, probably. It might be worth adding to the Loot Tracker plugin, which is one of the default plugins that comes with the RuneLite client. So technically, when you're trying to develop a plugin for RuneLite, there's 2 different ways to do it. You can either develop the RuneLite client itself, which has a couple of built-in plugins, one of which is Loot Tracker, or you use the plugin hub, do what's called plugin hub development, which is very similar, but is meant to be an external thing, right? So Loot Tracker is a default plugin, and this guy that I was talking to, his name is Cook. Shout out to Cook if you're watching this. He's like the main guy who runs the drop rate project for the OSRS wiki. He told me that maybe this is something that you could add to Loot Tracker. So I figured out how to do that, and I went and did it. So I'll cut to another clip after this where I can maybe show you guys an example and talk a little bit about how that process went to get my changes into RuneLite, because at the time of recording this video, I did make a pull request on the RuneLite GitHub and it got accepted. So maybe when this video is out, the client has been updated and you can actually see these changes live. But as of making this video, there's only the 1 table here. I imagine this will change to 3 tables in the future. And also my changes to the Loot Tracker plugin are not live on the client as I'm recording this, because they did get merged into the main branch on GitHub, but there has to be an update to the client that pushes to everybody that will update all of the plugins and everything before you can see it live on the client. I do have a version of the client that I was using for development that does have the changes in it that I could show you guys, and maybe that's what I'll cut to next. But as of right now, the live one is not. It's not in the live one. So anyway, yeah, that's the story about how I quote-unquote fixed RuneLite. And Yeah, so I just thought that was super cool and I wanted to share. So if you're interested in anything like this, the OSRS Wiki team as well as the RuneLite team, they're both very, very um, hospitable, very, very personable people. It was super easy for me to go into their communities and be like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Uh, I know I sound dumb and ignorant. I don't know what I'm doing. And they were like, oh, yeah, we can help you. Super easy. So shout out to those guys. I will cut to um, the other client, the developmental client that I've been working on, so I can show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so I wanted to correct myself from that last clip. I went and found the YouTube channel that I was talking about, who opened 5,000 of those bags full of gems. Their YouTube channel is Impling Only, and the account that did it was Starminer F2P. So I'll leave a link to their channel in the description below if you guys want to check them out. They have a really cool Impling Only Ultimate Ironman account, which is just crazy. I don't know how they do this. But yeah, that's the person I was talking about. Okay, so I'm on the live client currently. As you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, this is the loot tracker plugin. I'm on my main, so pardon the angler outfit and such. I am doing a lot of barbarian fishing as AFK while I do other stuff on the Ironman. Anyway, that's besides the point. This isn't a main progression video. So we trade Desuri. You can value this bag of gems, see that it costs 300 Stardust, buy one, and if you watch the loot tracker, reminder, this is on the live client, you click open, nothing happens. It doesn't pop up over here. You get these gems, but there's nothing tracked in the loot tracker. And because of that, there's no way for the OSRS Wiki team to know what I just opened and what I just got from that opening. However, in the next clip, I'm now on my developmental version of the client, which is exactly the same as the live client and isn't breaking any rules or anything. The only difference is that there's like 12 more lines of code in the loot tracker plugin, so that now when I trade Desuri, I buy a bag of gems and I say open, it pops up as bag full of gems, Desuri, to show you where you got it from. This works for every place that you can buy these bags full of gems, and with this, it means that almost everybody who uses RuneLite, who has Loot Tracker enabled, which is pretty much everybody who uses RuneLite, anytime they open a bag full of gems, it's going to be tracked, and that data is going to be sent to the OSRS Wiki team, and they're going to be able to use it to get more accurate drop rates for these bags full of gems on that page that I was showing you. Maybe it turns out that the 3 different shops do have different drop tables. You know, we know that an Onyx is 1 in 100 million or something off the Desuri Star Shop, or Desuri Bag Full of Gems shop. But who's to say what it is from Percy or what it is from Bologna? Who knows? Maybe they're all sorts of drop rate changes. Maybe, yeah, who knows? So I just thought this was a super fun, super cool little project that I did over the course of like 4 or 5 hours that I wanted to share with you guys. So I'll head back to the Motherlode mine now, and we'll get back into the Ironman progression. Thanks for sticking around through this little tangent. And 50 nuggets later, and we're ready to talk to Percy again and have him unlock the hopper up there. Is there anything else I can unlock here? Yes, there is. I don't care about the sack being bigger, but I do care about the hopper. Boom. Now we've got it, which means that now the method for the rest of this grind, which for sure, at least for now, I'm just going to go for the rest of the outfit. And then once I've got the rest of the outfit, I'm going to figure out later, probably further down the road, what I'm going to do for the rest of 99 mining. But I definitely don't plan on staying here till 99 in this little grind session. I'm just here till the outfit. But that means that the method to get the outfit is going to be as simple as this. I mine these 3 veins up here, come over to this hopper, boom. I can just go right back. Saves a ton of time, is going to increase the speed at which I get golden nuggets pretty significantly. That's why I went for these 2 upgrades first, because it's going to make the rest of the nugget grind a lot easier. And if I do eventually decide that my grind to 99 is going to be done here, then it's going to be nice to have this out of the way, because I'm not going to want to run down to the hopper every single time for the rest of the 99 grind, which would be a long time here, I'm pretty sure. I think that when I'm doing this, I get like maybe 40 KXP an hour. I just barely started, as you can see, I just barely started this session. Oh, and I got a genie in the middle of this clip. That's sweet. I haven't decided what the best thing to use these lamps on is. Either Slayer or Herblore, I would think. So I'm going to use it on Herblore, but that's just what I've been putting them on. There's no real strategy behind that. Oh, and I got a level? Sweet. Yeah, no real strategy behind that, aside from I feel like I've seen other people do that in the past. So anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'll hit you guys up once I've got the outfit, most likely. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a great day. As you can see, I've got 40 golden nuggets in my inventory. I'm going to go ahead and trade this guy, buy one of these helmets, and bada bing, bada boom. Let's go look at the collection log, which is somewhere over here. But where would this be? Minigames? Is this not a minigame? Where would this be? Motherlode mine. It's in other for some reason. Boom! There we go. We have the whole Prospector outfit finished. Let's go ahead and put it on. Let's see how we're looking. I know that you can recolor this to be like yellowish, goldish by doing Shooting Stars AFK, and I do have like 17,000 Stardust that I could use to do that. So maybe we end up doing that, but I kind of like how it looks with the fire cape too. I think the shoulders at least go well. But I'm not convinced. Probably we'll end up doing that, but the blue version, I think, is almost more cool because everybody goes for the orange version or the gold version or whatever. So as you can see, I got almost 900,000 mining XP in that grind. It's been quite a while. I haven't been playing a ton. Yeah, I've got almost 18,000 Stardust. So it's been a while doing this grind. And something I realized was once I had unlocked the upstairs and the upstairs hopper, I had already gotten 150 golden nuggets, which would have been all I needed for the outfit. But, so I could have just stopped there if I had just bought the outfit instead of buying upstairs in the hopper. But, like I said previously, it'll be good to have all of this stuff unlocked just so that if it turns out that I want to do more Motherlode mine in the future, which I probably will, then that way I have a nicer quality of life for when I'm doing Motherlode mine. So, that's going to be the end of this mining grind. Something else that happened today that's pretty cool is the minigame quality of life poll passed. So now, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet in this video, but now when you do Wintertodt, one of the changes that they're making is that when you do Wintertodt, instead of taking damage to your HP, you're going to start taking damage to a health or a warmth meter, and that's going to standardize the strategy across different HP levels. So I'm still not going to do any combat training yet because I want to wait until it's actually in the game before I go do that. But it means I'm free essentially from my Wintertodt no combat prison, because I still really badly want the Phoenix pet. I'm going to be going for it actively, but I've been holding off, as everyone is well aware at this point. I've been holding off on doing combat training, which has been blocking out a huge portion of the game. Can't do many quests. There's a lot of sweet unlocks that I can't get because I'm not doing any combat training. There's achievement diaries, things like that. And just having these stats to be able to train is going to be fun, you know? There's a ton of fun and a lot of money and stuff that comes from that. So it's been a huge thing that I've needed to get out of the way. And I've been actively pursuing it, but you know how RNG is. If you just don't get the pet, then you just have to keep doing it forever. So it's a very nice quality of life change. I'm very excited for it. And as soon as it's in the game, I'm going to start doing some combat training so I can really get some progression going. Because I definitely feel like I've been almost a skiller so far for the, you know, however many days I've been playing. I want to say it's been, 26 days now of playtime. And the vast majority of that has just been skilling, you know. So I like skilling, obviously. Down to keep doing skills, but skilling at least. But I definitely want to take the next step and start moving towards progression, you know, and I think a big step for that is combat. So today the minigame poll, it was announced that those changes all passed, except for what's becoming a meme, the sound of nail beasts, I think they are, or something like that. That one did not pass because people want it to be loud, I guess. don't really know what's going on there, but so yeah, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do next, and then I'll come back. Probably just go do some Wintertodt or something, but then I'll come back when I've got something more interesting to talk about. 1,000,000 apologies, my friends. I was going to show you guys how many ores I got from that grind. So Motherlode mine gives from coal and above. I think you might have to be level 80 for you to start getting RuneLite from the drops. So this is what I got. I got from coal through adamant. And yeah, I got almost 6,000 coal, which is nice, 3,000 gold, almost 3,000 mithril, and almost 700 adamant, or adamantite, I guess. So that's pretty sweet. I'll go ahead and calculate how much banked XP that is from all that stuff, and maybe throw something on screen. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that, and I will talk to you guys when I got something else to say. So one big piece of feedback that I've gotten on previous episodes of this series has been that I should knock out some of the achievement diaries. So that's something I want to start looking at, especially with the new minigame changes being approved, passing the poll so that they're going to be in the game. This is one of the big things that I've been putting off because I don't want to be doing combat or whatever. But I started looking at the wiki page that shows all of the requirements for the different tiers of the achievement diaries. Because, for example, like the different diaries themselves have different requirements, but there is a page. It's just called the Achievement Diary page on the OSRS wiki. There's a page where you can scroll down and it'll tell you every requirement for all of the easy diaries, all of the medium diaries by tier, right? So on this page, there are looks like 13 quest requirements to do all of the easy diaries, and I'm missing a couple of those, and a couple of them don't have any enemies to defeat, which means I won't be getting any HP experience, which I'm still putting off just until the minigame changes are actually in the game. And also, so they don't have any enemies to defeat, and they also don't award any HP Constitution experience, right? Or hit points experience. I don't know why I called it Constitution. I guess I'm thinking D&D or something. But two of those, two quests that you need to do for the easy diaries are Doric's Quest and Death Plateau, both of which don't have any HP. So I'm also missing, looks like 3 other ones: Big Chompy Bird Hunting, the Fremenic Trials, and Nature Spirit. The 3 of those I need to do to finish the easy tier of achievement diaries, and all 3 of those would give me a level and hit points, so I'm going to put those off a little bit longer, but I'm going to go do Doric's Quest and Death Plateau, and then I'll start looking at the other tiers and quest requirements that I could go do that don't give me any hit points experience. So I'm going to go do Doric's Quest and Death Plateau. That's Doric's Quest completed, literally a 2-minute quest. So this should be the completion of Death Plateau. I'm going to hold spacebar to skip through all this text. I got the combination. Boom, there we go. 3,000 attack XP, ability to make claws. Very nice. And one of the really nice things about this... Oh, and I think that gave me an attack level. Nice. So one of the really nice things about this is that Death Plateau is a prerequisite for Troll Stronghold, which is a quest that you have to do to unlock the ability to craft law runes, which I'm looking forward to. And then something else I was thinking about while I was doing this quest, I'm in Burthorpe, and Burthorpe has a couple of things that got me thinking. One of the things that it has is this Slayer Master over here. And I got thinking about Slayer and what I'm going to do to start doing Slayer. So I went and looked at the wiki page for the Slayer Ironman guide. And on there, it's got a couple of recommended skills. They suggest that before you start training Slayer, that you have 70 plus in your melees. So obviously I have a lot of training to do on those. They want you to have 48 magic. I've got that down. Oh, I'm pretty close to this magic level, so let me keep doing these high alks. They want you to have 43 prayer for protect from melee, which I've got. They want you to have 45 herb lore. So that's a requirement that I'm going to need to do. That's so that you can make super attack potions, or 55 herb lore for super strength potions, which would both be nice. They want you to have 70 agility, so I'm 10 levels away from that one. and they want you to have 27 crafting, but I'm well beyond that. So I'm going to kind of use those as like a short-ish term goalpost for things that I'm going to be doing, because once these minigame changes are in, as I keep talking about, I'm going to start working towards more combat stuff. I'm going to probably go AFK a ton of crabs, just so I can do the melee training. And then once I've got my melees above 70, I'm going to work on finishing the rest of those, the 45 herb lore or 55 herb lore. I'll probably go for 55 if I had to guess. And then the 10 more levels of agility. That's one I could go pound out right now, and that's probably what I'll go do. But yeah, so I need to get to 70 agility just so that I can have the shortcut to Blue Dragons in the Taverley Dungeon, is what the Ironman guide for Slayer says on the wiki. So I'm in a pretty nice rhythm with this high alking, so I figure I'm going to go do some agility at the, what is it, Sears Village, I think, is unlocked at 60? Yeah, I'm going to go to the Sears Village rooftop course and probably do 10 levels worth of agility there. So I wonder how many laps that'll be. I haven't done a single lap there yet on this account, so it'll be interesting to see. I think I'm just barely over 60. Yeah, I'm like, you can barely even see the beginning of the bar, so this will probably be a pretty good example of exactly how many laps it takes to go from 60 to 70. Obviously, you could just calculate it, but it'll be fun to see. So I'm going to go over to Sears Village and start running some laps. Alrighty, so if you look in the chat box, you'll see that I've done 50 kills. I have been quite busy this week, so I actually haven't had a ton of time to do Wintertodt. But I'm going to do a 50 crate opening instead of a 200 crate opening this time around, because honestly, like I've said a bunch of times, as soon as these changes are in, it's going to fix everything about this. Maybe not everything, but it's going to fix a lot of the things about this minigame. And I'm going to feel way more compelled to do more of these with those changes. So I mustered up the courage to get 50 kills, and I'll actually show you, this is 50 crates, and one way you can know for sure is if you search and type supply, it'll show you that there were 50 found. So we know that this is exactly 50. So I'm going to go ahead and start the opening, and I will do the same fast forward thing that I did last time, and we'll see if I get the pet. So wish me luck, fingers crossed. And unfortunately, we did not get the pet. We did get one Pyromancer garb. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that was like unique in that opening that we just did. So we'll keep at it. One of these days, I'll freak out during one of those openings when I get the pet. So what can you do? So I went ahead and did another 50 Wintertodt kills. You can see I'm at 1100 now. I'm gonna go ahead and open these 50 crates. Hopefully we get the pet. If we don't, we'll do more later. I'm going to do them 10 at a time, and I'll fast forward like before. So 1100 kills, and still no pet. We will be continuing the grind. And another 50 KC later, you can see we've got 50 crates, and I'm at 1150 subdued Wintertodt count. Almost 27.5 million firemaking XP, which means that I'm officially more than double 99. I've gotten 99 twice. I'm on virtual level 106, pretty close-ish, not really. 4 hours away from 107 virtual level. But I'm gonna go ahead and open these 50 crates, and fingers crossed. So again, no pet, no dragon axe either. I did get a magic seed, and I also got some Lanta dimes for the first time. Never had those in my bank before. Pretty sure I got a spirit tree seed as well. Oh, maybe I didn't. But yeah, so we're gonna go back for another 50. I will do my last 50 to 1200 KC before I upload this episode, so that there will be at least one more opening in this video. But yeah, we go again. Well, here we are, 1200 KC, as you can see in the chat. I did manage to do 200 KC this video, so that's pretty sweet. Probably going to try and keep that up for future videos. But yeah, I'll just show you guys that I have 50. I got 50 crates here. I'm going to go ahead and start opening them. So fingers crossed again. Hopefully I get the pet. Well, what do you know? Another 50 crates, another 50 disappointments. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off a couple of the other things like 70 agility that I've already mentioned starting in this video. And then we'll probably wrap it up and move on to the next one. 796 laps later, and what do you know? We've got one of the recommended requirements for Slayer out of the way. So I'm level 9 Slayer, you know, not quite ready to start grinding it like crazy, and also I'm only 54 combat, which, like, the vast majority of that is from this magic level. You can see I'm almost 75, whereas everything else is, like, I'm 21 ranged, but almost 75 magic. Pretty crazy, could barely hold rune stuff. I had to get 40 attack so that my 99 woodcutting grind, I could just hold the rune axe rather than have it take up an inventory slot, but whatever. So, yeah, I got one of the requirements for Slayer out of the way. So I'm going to do more of those in the future, but that's kind of the longish, mid-game-ish goal, I would say. I didn't go ahead and do any of the achievement diary stuff that I was talking about doing. I'm just going to hold off on that until I start hitting the HP stuff, the combat training, which is going to be very soon. It's been 40 days since I uploaded the last episode, so I've been really feeling the pressure to get this one out. And I think that this is a good stopping point to wrap it up, get to editing, and then go do other stuff with my life. So, like I said before, I am going to do finish off the Slayer requirement stuff. I'm going to do pretty much all of these that I can. At least the easy tier. I was looking at the requirements. I don't think I've got everything to do the easy tier yet, but there are a bunch of quests that I need to do that I'm planning on doing anyway. That's a sweet pet, by the way. That's Kree, I believe. But yeah, so I'm going to need to do a bunch of quests, which is going to unlock a lot of stuff for the account, a lot of good, helpful unlocks, and then also do some of these achievement diaries to get some things out of the way. And then, yeah, just keep moving on. Hopefully they release the Wintertodt changes sooner rather than later, because I am waiting until they're in the game just in case they pull the rug out from underneath us and say, actually, just kidding, we couldn't make it work, or, you know, whatever. So I know that I've beaten a dead horse a million times about this, but I'm just waiting until it's actually in the game before I start doing the combat training. But that is on the horizon, so hopefully it's not another 40 days before I get to do that. Hopefully it's sooner. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video, so if you liked it, click the like button. If you really liked it, feel free to subscribe. Sorry, my voice is breaking all of a sudden. I'm just so emotional. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not emotional at all. So anyway, yeah, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, whatever. You know how it is. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.